In this video, we will go over how to set up the software in order to run your samples in the TGA. There is no password for the TGA computer. If there is a login screen, just click on Inorganic User and then enter in order to get to the desktop. Once you are at the desktop, you will go and click on the Trios icon in the center of the screen. A new window will pop up, and then you will see the instrument. You'll click on it, and then you will click on Connect. Depending on the configuration, you might just need to click on the Trios icon and it'll take you straight to the software. This is what the software looks like. We'll focus on the three segments on the left first. The three segments are Incomplete Queue, Running Queue, and Design View. The incomplete queue is where your run will be if you stop the run or if the instrument cancels your run because of an error. Once you've addressed the error or decided to run your sample after stopping it, in order to run it, you'll need to move it to the running queue. You'll do this by right-clicking and then clicking the button that says Move to Running Queue. The running queue is your active window. This is where you will make new runs. All the runs in this window will run when you press the green play button. The design view segment is a good place to keep your runs if you run at a time and you want to come back and run the same run without having to fill everything in again. It's kind of like the space before the save button. The save button saves your file into the computer, however this saves the run only into the software and not the computer. To save your run from the running window into the design view, you will just right click and then press Move to Design View. When you come back and you want to use the run that's currently stored in the design view, you will just right click and click Move to Running Queue. Then you will click on Create New Run under the running queue. Now we will fill out the information for your run. We will first fill out everything under the Sample tab. You'll fill in the sample name. Then you will fill in the pan number. This number corresponds to the number on the auto sampler where your sample will sit. Then you will choose your pan type. The aluminum pans are the ones that we provide for you. If you are using your own pans, you would choose a different pan type. Operator is your name. And project and notes is an optional section you can fill out. Next, we will fill in your file name and the file path. So if you go down, you'll see the section. The default is usually selected, but do not choose it as it's quite messy there. You'll want to choose the button with the three dots in order to choose your data file path. Once you click on the button with the three dots, you'll want to use the following path: C drive, TA, data, TGA data. In the TGA data folder, you'll want to make your own folder with your full name. Down in the template area, this is the template for the naming scheme of your sample. If you go to add token, you can add different things to your file name, such as operator. If you've added a token by mistake, or you have changed your mind about a token you've already chosen, you can simply go back into the template box and delete it. You can delete it by simply highlighting the token name, such as operator, and then backspacing to delete it. Now we will fill out the procedure section, and we will start by clicking on the edit button. This customization window will open, and this is where you will make your method. On the right hand side, you'll see the method segments. You will most likely only use the first few options for the method segments, as those are the ones that are most common. Jump means to go to a temperature such as 20 Celsius quickly. Equilibrate means to go to a temperature such as 20 Celsius, but exactly. So a jump is a quick, maybe 20 C, moves on. For equilibrate, it will make sure it is exactly 20.000 Celsius before moving on, which means it may take a while. So it's important that if you choose equilibrate, you need the precision, otherwise your procedure will have a very long run time. Ramp means to go to a temperature such as 100 Celsius at a certain rate, such as 10 Celsius per minute. Isothermal means you want to hold at a certain temperature. Say I want to hold at 50 Celsius for 20 minutes. These are the most common segments that you will use. You may need to use the other ones, but we can discuss that together when you get to that stage. Let's click on ramp and drag it into the left-hand screen. You can also just double-click on ramp to populate ramp into the left-hand screen. Once your selected method is in the left-hand window, you may now edit it. 10 feet per minute is the average for a ramp rate, but you may go up or down depending on your preference. The maximum ramp temperature is limited by your pan type. For the aluminum pans we provide for you, the maximum ramp temperature is only 600 C. You can fill out your method procedure however you like. You can use as many method segments as you need, or as little as you need. Once you are done with your method procedure, you'll want to give it a title. It can be anything. The title doesn't really matter. It's just for you. Then you can click apply. Then, if you go down, you will see the advanced section and then something called beginning of test. There is a start experiment after weight stabilization. You'll want to make sure to uncheck this box as we currently do not have the capabilities to utilize this. If it is checked, it is possible your run will never start. Now, you have a completed run. If you look on the left hand side, you will see your run under the running queue. If you right click, there will be a drop down menu. And there are 3 options you can do now. You can 1. Append. This will create a second run and will basically copy your current run, and then you will just change what is different. You can append as many times as you need for as many runs as you need. You can append for 20 different runs. Or if you appended too many runs, you can simply delete your run. If you run out of time and you want to save your completed run method, you can move it to the design view. Now, you will move to the lower right-hand corner. There are 2 tabs, and you'll click on the General tab to bring up the gas options. For the gas options, if you click the drop-down menu, you will see your options are argon and air. If you want a different gas, it is possible you will need to talk to the instrument contact first in order to discuss possible gases and setup procedure. For now, we will just choose one of these 2, argon or air. Once you choose one, you'll have to check that the flow is not 0. If the flow is around 25 for the sample, then you're good to go. After choosing your gas in the software, you will need to physically check that the gas line is in the correct position. If you are looking at the instrument, you will see on the left-hand side there is a gas switch. You will take a look at this gas switch. You will see if it is in the position pointed towards line B. This is for an unknown gas. This is for the setup if you want a different gas other than argon. For the purpose of this training video, we are only using air or argon. So this is what the air or argon switch position should look like. The black arrow should be pointed towards the air section. If it is not at the air section, you can just twist the black knob on top and turn it towards the air position. Now is the time to tare your pans. Please review the sample prep video in order to see how to tare and load your sample. Once your samples are loaded, please make sure to check over your procedure and summary and your gas to make sure everything is correct. And once you are ready, you're now ready to start. You can now go up to the upper left-hand corner and you'll see that there are 3 green play buttons. You may click on either one to start the run. You'll know your run has successfully started when the window changes to the results window and you start collecting data. At this point is when you may leave. That's it for the software portion of this video. Please make sure you watch the sample prep video if you haven't already, and make sure you watch the next video, data collection and closeout. If you have any questions, please contact the staff member. Thank you.